think it started to get really bad for me when my mom got saved. When my mom lifted up her hands to the Lord, she started to change as a parent. She started to be more assertive, more disciplining, and I wasn't having it. I was like, why are you telling me what to do all of a sudden and trying to be a parent, And that was 10. I started to sneaking out at night, smoking cigarettes, and then when I met this one girl who was older than me, I was 10 and she was 13. She used to wear all black and she was all into, death metal and whatnot, and that became my best friend. Through her, I learned the wonderful world of heavy metal and that darkness, and I loved it. I loved it. Whatever was bad, whatever was rebellious, whatever was against the good, I clung to. Started selling weed because I was young. Guys were drawn to me that were older, and then you start to be popular because I was never liked in school. I wasn't smart, I was black, I wasn't fitting in, and so I pushed towards that side of life. I started doing, I started smoking ice at 15 years old, and I started getting arrested. I've been locked up in every single place, all 3 islands. Jumped into gangs I didn't even want to be into, was gay, shaved my head, half of it. 18 years old, I was involved in prostitution. Became a full-on crackhead. Went through sexual abuse, eating disorders, self-mutilation, self-hatred, all the things that Satan uses to destroy us through lies. It all comes, it's all the same thing. It's just another form of destruction, or just a way that Satan tries to kill us. No matter all through that, my mom would visit me no matter where I was. My mom would send me scriptures and prayers and coverings, and I knew my word. I knew my word through all this. And I would pray regardless. I'd go through my phases. I used to consider myself being in the wilderness. So sometimes I was obedient and sometimes I wasn't. For some reason, the Lord was with me all the time. I should have been dead so many times, but He kept me alive. And using every single thing that Satan tried to destroy me with into his victory. I felt like, okay, well, I've done so much stuff wrong and I'm doing all this stuff wrong, I just felt unworthiness, and that's just such another deception, You feel unworthy, you don't feel like you deserve anything, you feel like, you're bottom of the level, and then that makes you just go deeper, and that's where I felt I was just running from the Lord. And at times when I'd be locked up, forced to be clean and sober, sitting in a cell for months or whatever time, you go to your Lord, that's all you got. And at those times, I would still go to Him, but I'd still felt unworthy. I didn't feel like I was deserving to be new again and fresh. So I would struggle in my brain about, can I be all He wants me to be, or am I doomed to live this life of darkness? This last time in 2006 in September, when I got out of prison, I went and moved in with my mom, same routine, started going to the clubs, sleeping around. Knew I was on my way back to relapse and the same old stuff, and I got pregnant. It ended up being a miracle and a blessing in disguise. But that was the first step in my taking a look at myself and realizing it's not about me. There's something more. I don't smoke anymore, I don't swear anymore. Music, I'm delivered from that music. That was hard. Music is such a subtlety of Satan. The blessings and the joy and the victories that are won every day, every month of my life. I wake up every single morning thankful for my freedom. There's so much freedom in Christ. It's unbelievable. The bondage that you feel you have when you're in your flesh is such a lie. I felt at that time that I was free, but I was so locked up. I was a slave to so many things. I was a slave to music and to drugs and to mutilation and to hate and to pain. And now I walk in so much victory and so much freedom. because I have a God who loves me and has made me clean and accepts me. And there's nothing in this life that I cannot do without Christ. He strengthens me every day, and I never take one moment for granted.